This is day 260, the real bottleneck. I spent the last 4 weeks with something I rarely have, spare time. About 20 hours a week. I decided to run an experiment. For the past 6 months, investors kept telling me the same thing. They said it would be easy to rebuild our entire software platform using modern AI tools like Claude or Cursor. They said what took us a year with a team could now be done in weeks. I wanted to know if they were right. So I set a personal challenge. Could I rebuild the core platform in 1 month working part-time? Could I prove or disprove what they had been saying? I used 3 separate AI tools, each playing a different role. I leaned on a few off-the-shelf services for things I did not want to rewrite from scratch. I had minimal help, mostly a friend and a few family members testing features. When the dust settled after 4 weeks, I had a fully functional product. Not everything. Some pieces are missing, a mobile interface, for example. Probably some edge cases I have not yet found. But the core functionality, the feature set that mattered, was there. Less than 80 hours of my time, what took 30 people over a year to build before AI coding tools became mainstream. The investors were right. So what does this mean? Software development has been demoted. Not eliminated, not made trivial, not made free, but demoted. For a long time, the venture-backed software equation looked like this. Idea plus capital plus engineering team plus time equals product. That equation is changing. Now it looks more like this. Domain knowledge plus AI leverage plus judgment plus distribution equals product velocity. That is a different world. Code is no longer the mode it once was. The fact that something took 30 people a year to build does not automatically mean it carries 30-person years of defensibility anymore. A motivated competitor with strong AI tooling, good taste, and domain understanding can recreate the visible product surface very quickly. The premium shifts to judgment. The question is no longer simply, can you build it? The question becomes, do you know what is worth building? AI can generate 1,000 components, screens, APIs, workflows, and feature variations, but it cannot automatically know which ones that matter to the customer, which ones should be removed, which ones create trust, which ones create urgency, and which ones are just noise. Technical execution becomes more founder-led again. This is a huge reversal. In the past, a non-technical or semi-technical founder often had to raise money, hire engineers, wait months, and hope the team translated the vision correctly. Now a founder with enough technical fluency can personally shape the product at high speed. That means tighter feedback loops, fewer translation errors, less organizational drag, more direct contact between the idea and the implementation. Investors, of course, will become more skeptical of the "we need money to build the product" argument. That argument is weaker now. Not gone, but weaker. Capital may still be needed for enterprise sales, compliance, integration, support, data security, market expansion, and, of course, talent. But we need millions because software is expensive to write is going to be a lot harder to defend now. Small teams become terrifyingly powerful. A 3-person team with AI can now behave like a 20-person team in certain contexts. A 10-person team can behave like a company used to after a Series A. That does not mean every team will succeed. It means the ceiling on a small team output has gone way up. Building a product is now dramatically easier. Getting someone to care is not. So what is the real work now? But the biggest conclusion is the one I already knew. Customer acquisition becomes the real battlefield. That is where the fantasy ends. Building a product is now dramatically easier. Getting someone to care is not. A customer still has to recognize the problem. They still have to trust you enough to try your solution. They still have to believe it is worth their time and money. They still have to choose you over the dozen of other options that have just become easier to build. The bottleneck has moved. It used to sit in engineering, now it sits in distribution. In trust, in the ability to find, attract, keep, and maintain customers, That is the real practical science that cannot be replicated easily. That is the work that still requires humans' relationships and time. That is the work that will separate the teams that ship from the teams that succeed. So if you're building something, do not celebrate too early just because the product is easier to make. Ask yourself the harder question: who's going to care about this? And then start working on that answer right now.